Are we officially? Yeah, we're officially winter. Are these temperatures typical for this point in December?
We're in meteorological winter, so that's what weather people call winter now, from the 1st of December, and they're a little bit below the average for the time of year. They're not massively so, but a bit below the average for the time of year. But I guess when you put a few days of these together and you get the frosty cold nights at times too, you really do start to feel the cold. I think particularly because it's fairly early in the season as well for temperatures like this.
You know, what's the trick? We want our viewers, we want breakfast viewers to get some pictures in of their wintry pictures. Your weather watchers always send brilliant pictures in, don't they?
Yeah, and loads coming in. So you can, and if you're not a weather watcher yet, you can obviously sign up to that by going to the website for that. And well, of course, we'd love to see those, and they really do help us tell the story what's going out there. When obviously we can just look out through the window here, and we're just seeing rain falling outside our window. But it's good to see those pictures of snow and to verify, of course, what we're talking about, the forecast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, thank you. Of course,
Thanks,
not light until what, sort of 7:30, that kind of time now. So, but keep the pictures coming in. If you've got a scene outside your house this morning, email us at bbcbreakfast@bbc.co.uk. Share your thoughts also on our Facebook page as well.
Don't forget, you can tweet us as well using the hashtag BBC Breakfast with all the latest on the programme.
Time now is 6:50. After lots of uncertainty, the pantomime season has finally begun.
No way. I'm not saying it.
Let's do it again. You just drop that down and we'll do it again. After lots of uncertainty, the pantomime season has finally begun.
Oh, yes, it has.
There we go. Venues in Tiers 1, it wasn't that bad. Venues in Tiers 1 and 2 are now allowed to hold productions.
Basil Brush and Debbie McGee had the honour of getting things underway at the Theatre Royal in Windsor last night. Here's more from our entertainment correspondent, Colin Patterson.
The panto season is go.
I am not stupid.
Oh, yeah.
I've just finished a jigsaw in a week, and on the box it said 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a socially distanced Cinderella in Windsor.
Your dreams will come true.
I've been on furlough, so it's been quite hard. So it'd be nice to get out of the house and do something together.
It's such a magical time in December, obviously Christmas, festive activities, and we've not really been able to do anything up until now.
Are you excited? Yeah. And what are we going to watch today? Cinderella.
Staggered arrival times, families sitting in bubbles, everyone over 11 wearing masks. And the whole auditorium is fogged down between performances. It's also a different experience for the cast.
There are little coloured tapes so that we are social distance. So when I do my entrance as fairy, when there are other people on the stage, I know I have to be by a green tape if I'm on with Cinderella. My fairy wand, I have to look after myself, where usually the props people will look after it and hand it to you. You go on stage, no, none of that.
So Basil, do you have to wear a mask on stage in panto? I can't hear. What did you say?
I said... Boom, boom. No, I don't have to wear a mask on stage. Of course, I'm a different species, so I'm all right. But I do hope you've just sanitised.
Basil, how much does it mean to you that this panto can go ahead?
I can't begin to tell you, Mr. Colin, to have a real live audience instead of looking at a computer screen, you know, the boom boom is on Zoom. It is absolutely fantastic. And I do feel a fortunate fox that I'm not furloughed this year. If it was tier 3, we wouldn't be able to go ahead. And I was going to shed a tear, no matter what tier we were going to be in, if you know what I mean.
And Basil makes a good point.
Just to confirm that I have exchanged those tickets.
Slough is little over a mile from the theatre, but it's in Tier 3, meaning people there have been asked to swap their tickets for later in the run. Every aspect of the production is a pantomime palaver.
There can only be half capacity, so this is obviously not about making money. Why have you gone ahead?
For the audiences, really. See the same people coming on the same dates each year, sitting in the same seats. And it's for them, but we want to give people a bit of light relief at the end of what's been a very difficult year for everybody.
And the audience at the first performance loved it.
How different was it to normal?
It was actually better.
Why?
Because you had more space. She had a really good view.
It was so wonderful, you just forget all them things that you don't usually do.
You can't shout out as much and things like that, but to be honest,
Emma still did, so.
That's the wonder.
The pandemic panto season is up and running. Cinderella has gone to the ball, albeit a socially distanced one. Colin Patterson, BBC News, Windsor.
I would just make the point that in amongst all the difficult things, there have been some surreal moments because of the pandemic, and Basil Brush taking us through the tier system.
Did you ever think we'd say something like that?
You know what? Neither did Basil Brush, to be fair. I don't think he ever thought he'd be sort of accounting for what you can account. But it's so good that the theatres are open, children are going to get special. You know, that's the whole thing. It's Christmas. Panto is absolutely intrinsic to part of what people can do, and they can.
Of course. We're spoilt this morning. I'm hoping you'll enjoy the spoils of this morning as well. We are talking to Dawn French, who's so busy at the moment. She's got a beautiful, charming film out and where she plays Beatrix Potter. We have got Al Murray, who's going to hopefully play the drums with us. He's been making music with his daughter as well, and so raising money for cancer. And Small Axe, you know, the Steve McQueen series as well, which is I found really, really interesting, with the story of a man who was involved in the Brixton riots and imprisoned. We've got him and the actor who plays him, and it's a very, very powerful piece of drama. So we're going to be talking to so many different people, talking about actors who are actually getting to work at the moment.
Yeah, and it should, I mean, Dawn French, Vicar of Dibley and Christmas, they're kind of really linked, aren't they?
That's
a lot of people are very happy about that.
Oh, so lots happening on the programme this morning. First, though, find out what's happening wherever you are. The travel will be important as well as the weather. See you soon. Who is joining us from Cardiff? Thomas, and people are going to be morning to you, but I imagine people are going to be very frustrated, aren't they, after going through the fire break, being told this is absolutely necessary, and now then these other restrictions are coming in, and of course, hitting the hospitality industry.
Yes, sector which of course has been dented quite significantly over the period of this year.
It's a massive effect on your business.
You were fully booked last night. I'd imagine you've made quite a bit of money from alcohol sales. What percentage do you make from that profits-wise, and how much of it?
I mean, there's no real proof. There's nothing to kind of say that it's come from the hospitality sector. And as I say, you know, it's hospitality sector seems to be getting hit every time with this. To stop you serving at 6 o'clock is hard to take. To stop you.
As we said, places like this will have to close at 6 p.m. after tonight, and they'll have to stop selling alcohol. The Welsh Government say there is advice brought out by SAGE to show that there is a potential risk of the virus spreading in hospitality, and that when drinking alcohol, people do tend to break social guidance rule. Nevertheless, it's a bitter pill to swallow for people like Tommy and for others in the industry today. One other thing to mention, of course, is there will be travel restrictions in and out of Wales coming to force from this evening, which means that people cannot travel from COVID hotspots areas in and out of Wales.
Thomas, there's a lot to consider, isn't there? Thanks very much. We're going to be talking to the Welsh Minister for Health and Social Services, Vaughan Gethin, that in about 5 minutes.
The top infectious disease expert in the US has
promised you we'd talk to the Welsh Health Minister, Vaughan Gethin. We can talk to him now. Good morning, Mr Gethin. How are you?
Good morning, Anna. I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. So we've got more restrictions in place today in Wales, less than a month since the so-called fire break.
But if we don't, we can be confident, terribly confident, I'm afraid, that cases would rise and more of our people would not be here.
You've mentioned the hospitality industry. We were talking to a gentleman earlier, Tommy Heaney, who owns an establishment in Cardiff.
I'm afraid it's inevitable there'll be more mixing over Christmas, and it's inevitable we'll see more cases, and governments across the UK will have to choose how to act to keep people safe.
Vaughan Gethin, thank you very much for your time with us this morning.
Thank you.
Let's see, time now is 7:23 at hand. 7:27, that means it's time to get the news, the travel and the weather where you are.
Good morning, I'm Sonia Jessup. Airbnb during the peak of the pandemic is among those to be recognised of nursing. Dorcas travel now and looking good on the tube. So for today on the M25, 3 lanes before junction 1B for Dartford. Time for the weather now with Kate Kinsella.
Good morning. It's a chilly start, this bit of winteriness. Now the metro.
And I'm back in an hour. Now it's back to Naga and Charlie. Bye for now.
Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast.
It's back to Naga and Charlie. Bye for now.
Naga Manchetti.